think you liked it with him. I think he got to you.
Nothing. What are you talking about?
You, shooter, man. You've been dealing me cards for an hour.
Welcome back to the Stars Rewind channel. Steve McQueen, the timeless icon of cool, a star known for his iconic roles in Bullitt and The Great Escape, might seem, in the eyes of the public, like the image of a rebellious and charming hero on screen. But behind that rugged exterior and fame lies a life full of complexities, with inner conflicts, loneliness, and inevitable clashes with those who once stood by his side. Amid the glamour of Hollywood, McQueen struggled not only with a turbulent past, but also with his own inner demons. Stormy romantic relationships, conflicts with colleagues, and an unrelenting battle to secure his place turned him into a legend, not only for his daring stunts on screen, but for his fierce determination and resilience in real life. Join us as we delve into the emotional story of Steve McQueen. From his harsh childhood to the rebellious roles that catapulted him to fame, and the little-known aspects of the man behind the iconic films. What made Steve McQueen the embodiment of cool, and why was he so beloved, yet also despised by many in the industry? Let's uncover the secrets behind this legendary figure. Early life. Steve McQueen was born on March 24, 1930 in Beech Grove, Indiana, into a turbulent family. His father, William McQueen, was a daredevil stunt pilot but abandoned the family when Steve was only 6 months old, leaving his mother, Julian, to struggle to raise him alone during the Great Depression. The instability of his early years left a mark on McQueen's life, as he was often moved from place to place and lived with various relatives. Steve's mother, unable to care for him, sent him to live with his grandparents on a farm in Missouri. These were some of the few peaceful years of his childhood. There, Steve first found joy in the simple farm life and was given his first tricycle, which sparked his later passion for speed. However, this stability did not last, as at the age of 8, he had to move to Indianapolis to live with his mother and her new husband. Life in Indianapolis was not easy for McQueen. He endured abuse from his stepfather, which led him to frequently run away from home. Steve began associating with street gangs and got involved in petty crimes. His difficulties in school, due to dyslexia and hearing loss from an early ear infection, only added to his sense of alienation and isolation. At 14, McQueen's conflicts with his stepfather became unbearable. His mother decided to send him to California Junior Boys Republic, a reform school for troubled youth in Chino, California. Initially, Steve was defiant and resisted the school's discipline. Gradually, however, he began to adapt and even became a role model for other students. It was here that he developed a sense of discipline and responsibility, laying the foundation for his resilience in later life. McQueen frequently returned to Boys Republic, donating and supporting the school as a way of giving back. After leaving Boys Republic at 16, McQueen took on various odd jobs, from working in a brothel to being a lumberjack. His wandering lifestyle gave him diverse experiences with people and life. Later, he joined the United States Marine Corps in 1947, but his rebellious nature continued to lead to numerous disciplinary actions and detentions. Nonetheless, the military was also where McQueen began to understand the power of discipline and courage, once saving 5 fellow Marines during a training accident. McQueen was honorably discharged in 1950, carrying with him the lessons of unity and responsibility he had learned in the service. After his time in the military, Steve returned to a free-spirited life, taking on various jobs to make ends meet. During this period, he began to take an interest in acting as a way to channel his inner turmoil and personal pain. Thanks to the GI Bill program for veterans, McQueen enrolled at the neighborhood playhouse in New York, where he honed his acting skills and began laying the foundation for his film career. Early career. After deciding to pursue his dream of becoming an actor, Steve McQueen started with small roles in theater and television, gradually building his career. Thanks to his rigorous training and deep passion for acting, he slowly emerged as a promising talent in the entertainment world. In 1955, McQueen moved to Los Angeles, determined to make a name for himself in the heart of Hollywood. During the early stages, he mostly appeared in supporting roles, but this did not discourage him. In fact, it was his perseverance and unique acting style that left a lasting impression on audiences. His roles in Broadway productions like A Hatful of Rain helped McQueen gain attention for his authenticity and natural presence, captivating audiences. McQueen's first breakthrough came on the small screen. His role in the television series Tales of Wells Fargo in 1957 garnered the attention of filmmakers. But what truly opened doors for him was his role as Josh Randall in Trackdown. Thanks to his distinctive charm and appeal, McQueen was cast in the lead role of the TV series Wanted Dead or Alive in 1958. This marked a major turning point in his career, as his portrayal of the bounty hunter with a signature sawed-off rifle made McQueen a household name. McQueen quickly established an on-screen persona, the hero who defies rules, a character that closely mirrored his own personality. His roles in Wanted Dead or Alive not only made him famous, but also earned him recognition for his multi-dimensional acting skills, portraying both toughness and reflective introspection. McQueen's film career began to flourish as he transitioned from television to the big screen. His first role in the movie Somebody Up There Likes Me, and then in The Blob in 1958, a science fiction horror film considered a cultural icon, helped McQueen expand his reach beyond television audiences. Although the film did not receive critical acclaim, its commercial success earned McQueen a substantial fan base. His role in the movie Never So Few in 1959 marked the next milestone in his film career. This opportunity allowed McQueen to work with renowned stars like Frank Sinatra, who played an important role in boosting his career. From there, Steve McQueen continued to take on notable roles in several films, ranging from minor parts to leading roles, constantly challenging himself and refining his acting skills. Finally, in 1960, McQueen truly broke through with his role as Vin Tanner in the classic Western film The Magnificent Seven. Despite being a supporting role, McQueen managed to stand out among a talented cast through his nuanced acting and ability to capture the camera's attention. This film was one of the foundations of his stardom and established McQueen as an actor capable of portraying complex, gritty characters. Through relentless effort and determination, Steve McQueen overcame early challenges to rise from an unknown actor to a promising Hollywood star. His roles during this period not only helped him build his career, but also defined his style and personal imprint, setting the stage for the major successes that lay ahead. Successful career. After his initial success on television and breakthroughs on the big screen, Steve McQueen entered the brightest phase of his career with a series of iconic roles. In 1963, Steve McQueen delivered the role of a lifetime in The Great Escape. His portrayal of Captain Virgil Hiltz, also known as the Cooler King, solidified his reputation as a confident, bold hero. The motorcycle scene where he jumps over barbed wire, a sequence that perfectly reflected McQueen's passion for speed, became one of the most iconic moments in cinema history. Notably, McQueen performed many of the dangerous stunts himself without a stunt double, showcasing his authenticity and courage. By the late 1960s, McQueen's career continued to flourish with a wide range of roles. He appeared in The Cincinnati Kid, 1965, a film about gambling, in which he portrayed a young, ambitious poker player with a calm yet fierce demeanor. This role demonstrated his versatility as an actor, showing that he was not limited to action roles, but could also convey complex and deep psychological characters. However, it was likely Bullitt, 1968, that became the pinnacle of Steve McQueen's career. As Lieutenant Frank Bullitt, McQueen embodied an unmistakable cool factor, a cop with a calm, determined attitude, but also mysterious and captivating. The car chase scene through the hilly streets of San Francisco in Bullitt is considered one of the most iconic action sequences of all time, with McQueen himself at the wheel. This sequence laid the foundation for future action movies and helped establish McQueen as an icon of speed and danger. The 1970s continued to witness Steve McQueen's success with a variety of films across different genres. He delivered an emotional performance in The Sand Pebbles, 1966, a film about life aboard a U.S. Navy gunboat in China, which earned him his first and only Oscar nomination. This movie not only reaffirmed his acting talent, but also demonstrated his ability to take on roles with depth and sensitivity in conveying emotions. Another memorable work of McQueen's was Le Mans, 1971, a film about the famous 24 Hours of Le Mans race. This was a passion project for McQueen, reflecting his limitless love for car racing. The film focused not only on acting, but also on capturing authentic race footage, providing audiences with a vivid experience. Although Le Mans was not a major commercial success, it became beloved among racing enthusiasts and reinforced McQueen's image as an ardent speed lover. In 1973, McQueen made his mark again with Papillon, a film adaptation of Henri Charrier's memoir. Playing a notorious prison escapee, McQueen gave a heartfelt and genuine performance, vividly depicting the arduous journey, the struggle for freedom, and the unyielding spirit in the face of adversity. Alongside Dustin Hoffman, McQueen created an outstanding film that was rich in action, as well as moments of deep psychological reflection. In 1974, McQueen and Paul Newman co-starred in The Towering Inferno, one of the most successful blockbusters of the 1970s. McQueen played the brave fire chief, facing a massive blaze to save trapped victims. The film was not only a huge box office success, but also helped McQueen further cement his status as one of Hollywood's leading actors. Throughout the peak of his career, Steve McQueen was known not only for his charismatic, strong roles, but also for his free-spirited, rebellious lifestyle that embraced risk. He always chose roles that reflected his own persona, a man ready to face any challenge, never willing to back down from adversity. It was this resilience and unique character that established his image as the King of Cool, an eternal figure in the hearts of the public. Conflicts in career. Steve McQueen was known not only for his talent and distinctive acting style, but also for his tense and conflicted relationships throughout his career. These conflicts stemmed not only from his independent, strong-willed lifestyle, but also from his desire to prove himself and secure a top position in the film industry. The rivalry between Steve McQueen and Paul Newman was one of Hollywood's most famous feuds. Both were among the brightest stars of the 1960s and 1970s, with strong and charismatic on-screen personas. Their rivalry began over the role in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. McQueen was offered the role of Sundance Kid, but withdrew due to disputes over whose name would appear first in the film's credits. The two stars reunited in the blockbuster The Towering Inferno, 1974, and tensions rose again. McQueen would not accept Paul Newman having more screen time, leading him to demand script changes to increase his own appearances. While McQueen and Newman maintained professionalism on set, the rivalry and tension were undeniable. This conflict contributed to a tense working atmosphere, but also increased the film's appeal, as both stars gave their best to avoid being overshadowed by the other. Another notable conflict involving Steve McQueen was with Yul Brynner on the set of the classic film The Magnificent Seven, 1960. Brynner, with his fame and authority, was not pleased when McQueen, a younger and lesser-known actor, continually sought to steal the spotlight. McQueen often engaged in small actions, such as twirling his gun or making other gestures during shared scenes to draw the audience's attention to himself, which made Brynner feel threatened and annoyed. The tension between the two did not stop there. Brynner even demanded that McQueen refrain from doing anything that wasn't in the script to avoid upstaging him. However, McQueen, with his rebellious nature and desire to stand out, continued to find ways to make himself prominent despite the boundaries set by Brenner. This turned the set into a covert battlefield, where both men strove to maintain their place in the eyes of the audience. James Garner, another co-star of McQueen in The Great Escape, 1963, also had a tense relationship with him. Garner was outspoken and did not hesitate to make remarks about McQueen. He once declared that McQueen was not an actor, but a movie star, implying that McQueen relied more on his style and personal image than on actual acting ability. The difference in their views on acting led to an uneasy relationship between Garner and McQueen. McQueen always wanted to stand out, while Garner valued ensemble work and professionalism on screen. This led to numerous conflicts and tensions on set, as the two had completely different approaches to character development and emotional portrayal. Steve McQueen's conflicts with his colleagues not only reflected his strong personality and determination to assert himself, but also showed the price one had to pay to reach the pinnacle of fame. Though these conflicts created many challenges for McQueen, they also contributed to the legend of the King of Cool, a man who never stopped fighting to prove his status in the fiercely competitive world of cinema. Roles refused and missed opportunities. Although Steve McQueen was very successful in his career, he turned down many potential roles that later became iconic classics. These decisions not only reflected his careful selection, but also his contradictory nature and desire for freedom in his work. One of the first roles McQueen turned down was in Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961. The role of Paul Varjak, Holly Golightly's love interest, was offered to McQueen, but he could not accept it due to commitments to the TV series Wanted, Dead or Alive. The role later went to George Peppard, and the film became one of the most iconic romantic works of the 1960s. Similarly, McQueen also missed the chance to become Sundance Kid in the classic Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969. When offered the role, McQueen demanded equal billing with Paul Newman. However, when an agreement could not be reached on this matter, McQueen decided to withdraw from the project. The role eventually went to Robert Redford and became one of the most famous films in Hollywood history. Another notable refusal was the role in Apocalypse Now, 1979, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. McQueen was offered the role of Willard, but he felt it was not a good fit and did not want to spend months in the Philippines, where the film was shot. The role later went to Martin Sheen, and the movie became one of the most significant works about the Vietnam War. In addition to these projects, McQueen also turned down other roles, such as Dirty Harry, later famously played by Clint Eastwood, and The French Connection, a renowned crime film of the 1970s. Refusing these potential roles significantly influenced the trajectory of Steve McQueen's career. These roles were not only opportunities for McQueen to showcase himself in different genres, but also to expand his image in the public's eyes. Films like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and Apocalypse Now had the potential to elevate McQueen to new heights in comedy, adventure, or deep psychological drama. However, these refusals also highlighted McQueen as a person of strong character who was not easily swept up by Hollywood's commercial currents. He wanted to choose roles that truly fit his personality and style. McQueen once shared that he did not want to take on roles he did not feel connected to, even if they were great opportunities for success. This attitude helped shape him as an icon of freedom and uncompromising individuality. Personal life. Steve McQueen's life was full of ups and downs, not only on screen but also in his personal life. With a strong, free-spirited, and somewhat rebellious personality, he experienced numerous romantic relationships and faced deep challenges in his private life. Steve McQueen was married 3 times, and each of his relationships left a lasting mark. His first marriage was to actress and dancer Neely Adams in 1956. The couple had 2 children together, daughter Terry and son Chad. This marriage lasted until 1972, but irreconcilable differences eventually led to its dissolution. Neil once shared that McQueen's rebelliousness, possessiveness, and infidelity made their relationship unsalvageable. Neil was not only McQueen's wife, but also stood by him during the early difficult years of his career. Their life when they first married was simple and often financially strained, but Neil always believed in McQueen's talent and potential. However, as his career took off, McQueen began having affairs. His fast-paced lifestyle, love for speed, and interest in women gradually weakened their marriage. After their divorce, McQueen continued his life with many other women, but he and Neil maintained a friendly relationship for the sake of their children. Shortly after divorcing Neil Adams, McQueen married actress Ali MacGraw, whom he met while filming The Getaway, 1972. Their relationship drew public attention, and Ali once admitted that McQueen was the great love of her life. However, this marriage also did not last long, as McQueen demanded that Ali give up her career to become a proper wife. Ali shared that McQueen was not only possessive, but also controlling, and ultimately, they decided to separate in 1978. McQueen's third and final marriage was to model Barbara Minty. They married in 1980, just a few months before McQueen passed away from cancer. Barbara was by McQueen's side during his last days as he battled mesothelioma, a rare cancer related to asbestos exposure. Steve McQueen was not only passionate about acting, but also famously loved cars and speed. He was a talented racer, participating in numerous motorcycle and car races throughout his life. This passion was more than just a hobby. It was an integral part of McQueen's identity, a man always seeking freedom and escape from the pressures of fame and life. Many of McQueen's friends noted that he always carried a sense of insecurity, a fear of being controlled and losing his freedom. This was why McQueen constantly fled from Hollywood norms and conventions, turning to speed and risky experiences to find exhilaration. However, this habit also led him into dangerous situations and accidents during his racing endeavors. Substance use was also a part of Steve McQueen's life. He frequently used alcohol and drugs as a way to relieve stress and pressure. These habits began to take their toll, and he started to experience the consequences of his free-spirited, careless lifestyle as his health gradually deteriorated. Battle with illness and final years. In the late 1970s, Steve McQueen was diagnosed with mesothelioma, a rare cancer linked to asbestos exposure, a material commonly used in the construction industry and car parts at the time. This diagnosis was a major shock for a man renowned for his strength and resilience. The cancer forced McQueen to face an unavoidable battle, a fight for his own life. Refusing to give up easily, McQueen sought various treatments, including unconventional methods. He went to Mexico for treatment under the guidance of Dr. William Donald Kelly, a doctor known for his controversial cancer treatments. Kelly used detoxification therapy, a strict diet, and alternative therapies to try to prolong McQueen's life. Despite these methods not being recognized by the medical community, McQueen was determined to try them, hoping for a miracle that could save him from the harsh disease. Turning to unorthodox treatments not only demonstrated Steve McQueen's fierce will to survive, but also reflected his rebellious nature and desire to overcome adversity. McQueen refused to accept the limits life had set for him, and even with a slim chance, he was willing to try anything, showcasing his resilience and pride as a man who would never surrender. Despite his best efforts, Steve McQueen's battle with cancer was ultimately unsuccessful. On November 7, 1980, he passed away at the age of 50 in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, after undergoing surgery to remove a large tumor from his abdomen. The surgery, although performed with the hope of extending his life, exceeded the limits of his frail body, leading to the permanent loss of one of Hollywood's greatest stars. Steve McQueen's passing left a deep sense of regret among his fans. He was not just an actor, but an icon of freedom, adventure, and unyielding spirit. From his famous roles like Vin Tanner in The Magnificent Seven to Frank Bullitt in Bullitt, He portrayed characters with strong personalities, full of pride and independence, reflective of his true self in real life. Steve McQueen's legacy lies not only in the films he acted in, but also in the image of a man who lived fully with his passions, willing to face any challenge, no matter how difficult. He embodied the spirit of rebellion and fought until his last breath. McQueen's passing marked the end of a glorious chapter in film history, but also created an immortal legend, an irreplaceable symbol of Hollywood, who lived with pride and courage until the very end. Steve McQueen was more than just an actor. He was a symbol of defiance and passion, whose spirit continues to inspire. Let's celebrate his incredible life and legacy together by sharing our thoughts below. And may his journey remind us all to live boldly and unapologetically. If this story touched you, share it with those who admire the King of Cool just as much as you do. And make sure to subscribe to our channel for more stories of Hollywood legends. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.